Howdy ho, Andrew here. Welcome to the Onion Buns. Welcome to another episode of Happy Day. Hey all, just a quick mention here. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment on the videos you like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, which helps me. Takes 2 seconds. So thanks in advance. So I love cats. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone that's watched the videos anyway. I love cats, and we got a gorgeous snow leopard to start this video off. So sit back and take a look at this. Listen, I'm well aware those are wild animals. Like, that's obviously in a sanctuary somewhere, but those are wild animals and they would eat me. But every time I see a big cat, even a young one like that, and I see those massive paws, I just want to play with them. It's like there's a joke, and it's very true for me. My dying words are going to be, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty," if I ever saw a big cat. Like that will be the last words out of my mouth. So anyway, animals need water. That's not a earth-shattering announcement. Animals need water to survive. So it's upon us to take that small step to ensure they have water. And like, I have a very tiny yard. I have a townhouse, and I have 4 water dishes in my tiny yard. I have a small water dish that I actually put out for the mice, to be honest. I have a bunch of mice in my in one of my garden plots. And they don't hurt anything. I know people freak out about mice, but I don't care. They don't hurt anything. That garden plot is just flowers. So burrow away, little ones, as long as you're not trying to come in the house, because they don't last 2 seconds in my house with three mouse or cats. But as long they can stay out there year long, and I don't care. And I put out a little dish for them that turns out the birds love too, for some godforsaken reason, because they got a big bird bath that I have out for them. And then I have a little used to be a dog bowl, metal dog bowl, and I put polished rocks and marbles in and filled up with water, and that's for the bees, actually, because I get a fair amount of bees in the summer. I have 4 bees that are there from day one of the summer. They buzz around me, like they're literally this far away from me as I'm watering my garden, and I'm almost surprised they don't land on me at this point. They have absolutely no fear of me, and I'm not hurting them. I don't try to swat them or anything. So they buzz around and just follow me around as I water the garden, pollinating. So whatever, I put out a dish for them to hydrate, and then I have another dish out for stray cats and people that let their cats outside. I hate that people let their cats outside in a city. You really shouldn't, but some people do. So we get up to 30 degrees. Like last week, we were 34 degrees, and it was hot and it was sunny. So I got a covered area, and I got a water dish out there that I fill up every 2 days. Change the water and fill it up every 2 days so that any cats out there can, they can get out of the heat and they can drink. And it doesn't cost me anything. It's such a simple thing to do that I think everybody should do it, without fail. Even if you don't have pets, just put out a dish. That's all it takes. Just put out a dish this big, fill it up with water even once a week, just keep an eye on it, and that's it. It's such a simple thing to do, and it helps the animals, the birds, the cats, the mice, the rabbits. It helps them all. So got a video here of a guy going that extra mile to give a thirsty squirrel in a tree some water. So let's take a look. He's a thirsty little one. Yeah, so according to that video, the little guy followed him home and now lives in his yard. And that's a wonderful thing. It takes us nothing to do these little acts of kindness. And that's all they are, is little acts of kindness. You know, we take up a lot of their space now, and it's getting worse. So the least we can do is little acts of kindness to make what environment they have left livable, you know. And if you're one of those that believes in climate change, then all the more reason to do the little acts of kindness. And yeah, that's all it is. So thumbs up to this guy. That squirrel was really, really thirsty. Like, that's a lot of liquid for something so small, you know. In Barrie, my neighbor, he had these big water barrels, and he was asking me, well, how, I don't want the like, he had them covered, and he noticed the chipmunks kept trying to get into him for the water. And he was asking, well, what do I do here? I don't want them drowning in my water barrels. And I said, well, why don't you put it, I had a bird feeder, and I had ran a cord down, a rope, about that thick of a rope down to the floor of my deck. And, you know, I gave up trying to stop the squirrels and chipmunks from eating out of or the raccoons eating out of the bird feeder. So I put that rope there, and the chipmunks and squirrels, they'd run up the rope and they'd eat the sunflower seeds and they'd run down. And he did the exact same thing. As he took a rope and he put it across the top, you know, stapled it to each side, put it across the top, and left a little opening so the chipmunks and squirrels, they could go in, they could hold on to the rope, and they could drink the water. They had water all the time, and that's all they needed. They could take care of everything else, the food and everything. They could forage that. They just needed water. And it's such a simple thing. There's absolutely no reason every home doesn't do this, in my opinion. If you're in a city and you're on a farm, every single house, townhouse, heck, even some apartments, you just put out a little bowl of water. That's all it is. So, yeah. Hey there. So, I absolutely, positively hate those roadside zoos, and they're not even zoos, but that's what they call themselves, and circuses that keep animals encased and everything. And normally I wouldn't show you a video like this, but I love seeing these animals they're so beaten down and demoralized when they're saved and they get into a environment where they can be, well, not free, because they couldn't survive in the wild anymore with how they've been raised. Like, they don't have the skills to survive, but they get to a real sanctuary or even a real zoo. Like, there was a zoo outside of Toronto called African Safari, and it had these huge enclosures for its different types of animals. So that's what this video is. It's a bear tasting freedom for the first time, and it's a wonderful thing. Take a look. So I'm going to stop here for a second. This area, this den, that is more space than he has ever seen in his life. So right now he thinks he's in absolute heaven because his world has increased 100-fold, because his entire life has been kept in that little frickin' cage. So even this den, it's amazing to him, but it gets better. Look at that expression of sheer and absolute joy on his face. I mean, that expression tells you everything. And yeah, he's still in a sanctuary. He's not able to run free, but as you can see by the way he's walking, he wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the wild. But even this sanctuary, this space, it may as well be an entire continent to himself, because that's more than he's ever experienced. And you can tell by his face. Just look at his face. That is sheer joy, emotion. And that's wonderful to see. Like I said, I freaking hate those roadside zoos and those circuses that keep these animals all caged up in a tiny little cage, and I wish nothing but absolute torment and pain on the people that did that. I really do. I'm not a vindictive person by nature, but to those people, I wish absolutely nothing but pain, torment, and torture for the rest of their lives. But for this bear being rescued, the people that rescued him, they are doing... I'm not religious, but they are doing God's work. And you can see the look on the face as I showed it. That bear is living out its best days, and hopefully it lives long enough. Like, the sad truth is, a lot of these animals don't live very long even after they're rescued, because they've gone through so much torment before they get rescued. But I really hope this bear lives to a ripe old age and enjoys every single day of its life, because it deserves it. It did not deserve what it had happened to him. So it deserves to be happy, peaceful, surrounded by those that will care for it and take care of it. And that gives me a happy, happy day. As I've said before, I love raccoons. I really do. They're one of my favorite animals. They are the animal, I think, that will become the next dog or cat or ferret or rabbit that gets domesticated. And you're hearing stories of it happening already. But I don't think they're going to let themselves become extinct in the wild. you're seeing signs of them already accepting domestication as pets. So I truly do believe that is the next stage of their evolution, is they become your cat, your dog, your ferret, your rabbit, your pet, your household pet. And but until then, they are the quirkiest animal, and they love life. There's just no other way to put it. They love life, and that's what this video is. That's awesome. So simple, so innocent, so adorable. Like I said, I really do believe raccoons will be the next domesticated animal. Right now, there's laws that stop it, though. In the States, a lot of people have started ignoring those laws, and they're taking them in. And I do believe that's the future of them. So anyway, that's my video for today, this week. If you like the video, leave a like, a subscribe, and a share. I'm trying to grow my channel, and a like, a subscribe, and a share does me wonders, and I do appreciate it. Always feel free to leave a comment. I encourage people to leave a comment. It gets us interacting, and it really does help me with the YouTube algorithm. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.